Hi, and welcome to QuickFix Yoga. My name is Suzanne, and I've put together 3 routines for you that integrate some of the most important aspects of yoga. In the first segment, we will link the breath to movement in a series called the Sun Salutations. In the second, we will focus on strengthening the muscles in your entire body. And lastly, we will concentrate on improving your flexibility. Before we get started, there are a couple of things I'd like you to keep in mind. It's important to practice on a non-sliding surface. I would also recommend that you practice in your bare feet in order to get the full benefits from each posture. Most importantly, try to remember to breathe. As we move through each posture, we will establish a deep, smooth, even pattern of breathing. So let's get started. During this routine, we will connect yoga postures to the breath in a series of movements that lead up to the Sun Salutations. Joining me are Susan and Tanya. Tanya's going to demonstrate the more modified variations of the postures. If you're new to the practice, keep your eye on her. So let's start. Mountain pose. Your feet slightly apart. We want to establish a nice, steady, comfortable base. Pressing down through the 4 corners of your feet, you want to establish a balance between the inner and the outer edges of your feet. As you press down into the floor, the fronts of your legs start to lift, so the quadriceps engage. And from there, you have a nice stable base at your center at the hips. From there, we want to create a nice tension between the front and the back side of the body, so there's a balance here. As the tailbone drops towards the floor, your belly lifts in and up towards the spine, so the torso becomes light on your base. Just relaxing the arms alongside your body. The collarbones here broaden, so you'll feel as if the shoulder blades actually come to the spine a little bit. And then lifting through the center of your chest, keep that nice length right up through both sides of your neck and out through the crown of your head. Good. So from here now we want to establish a clear, smooth pattern of breathing. If you can, try to breathe in and out through the nose. So pressing down through the feet, create length through the body, and inhale and exhale just for a moment or two. Good. Now on the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up and over your head. So smooth movements without causing strain. Very nice. Interlace the hands, and as you press down into the floor, create a lift up through the palms. You're lifting the torso, so again the upper body becomes light out of the stability of your base. And from here, release the arms on an exhale, bend the knees, and come forward, hinging at the hips. And just releasing forward, and then go ahead and take hold of opposite elbows. So as you're forward here now in your forward bend, you want to make sure that, again, you maintain a stability across the 4 corners of your feet. So the weight isn't too far into the heels, but rather it's enough forward that you feel a nice release through the backs of your legs. As the hamstrings release, your hips too will release, and so will the lower back. So then you can more freely just extend through the torso. Good. Relax the head and neck. One more breath. Release the arms. Bringing your hands to your hips. You're going to inhale now to come all the way up to standing. So you inhale up. And exhale. Stand in mountain pose. Press down and inhale. Bring the arms up and over your head. This time pressing the palms together if you can. If it seems too constricted across the chest, as Tanya's showing, keep your hands shoulder distance apart. As you press down now, you create a lift up through both sides of the torso and inhale up and over to the right side. Maintaining the smoothness of your breath. Good. If it feels strained, release the right hand down the right leg. Good. One more inhale and exhale and inhale. Come back up to the top, keeping the tailbone dropping towards the floor. Inhale. Come out over to the other side on the exhale. Good. Keeping your lower ribs relaxed, your top shoulder rolling open, breath smooth. Very nice. Now inhale, come back to the top, and exhale. Again, come forward, bending the knees if you need, and gently just glide, smooth movements, bringing the hands to the floor so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Now we're again linking breath as we inhale and extend forward. Belly draws in. And exhale. Just release, relaxing the head and neck. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, extend the chest forward, shoulders relax, and exhale, release in. Placing the hands to your hips, We're going to come back to stand. One more time. Press down, inhale all the way up. And release the hands alongside, mountain pose. So just keeping a sense of relaxation as we move through the pose. Good. Linking breath to movement. Again, we're going to move on now. Inhaling, bring the arms up and over your head. Just full movement. And exhale, smooth, graceful, bow forward. Pressing the fingertips into the earth. Inhale, extend and lengthen through the spine. And exhale, release forward. So this time now as you come up, bring the arms out to the side. So like rays of the sun, inhale, radiant movements. Extend so the chest is open. And exhale, release the arms. Let's do one more of those. So again, smooth, even movements. That's the inhale. And exhale, come forward. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Nice smoothness, flowing, graceful movements. And exhale, forward. This time now we're going to move on and step back into downward facing dog. So placing the hands to the floor, shoulder distance apart, the fingers are spread evenly. You're going to step the feet now back into an inverted V shape, making sure the feet don't go any wider than your hips. Again, establishing a strong, stable base in the legs. Press down through the feet and feel a nice lift up through the fronts of the legs. Good. Now as you press down into the hands, keep the arms lifting up away from the earth and the belly drawing up into the spine. Good. Just making sure the head and neck is relaxed. Good. Now, inhale. We're going to come forward into a pose called plank. So the shoulders come over your wrists and the chest moves forward as you press out through the heels. Again, now we want to watch that we don't lose the tension in the torso. So as the belly lifts into the spine, the tailbone drops towards your heels. Very nice. Remember, smooth breath. So you're not forcing or straining. When we lower now, you might need to release the knees to the floor as Tanya's demonstrating. We're going to come into half plank. So on the exhale, shoulders go elbow height, release. And inhale, release gracefully to the floor. Releasing the tops of your feet. Press the hands down and inhale using the strength of your upper back. Remember, the shoulder blades come into the spine, creating that nice expansive feeling across the chest. Good. Watching that you're not pulling through the chin. Keep the chin relaxed slightly. Face relaxed, your breath smooth. Take one more inhale, and the exhale releases you forward. Good. Now we're going to come back into downward facing dog. So you might come back with knees bent as Tanya's demonstrating, or press back on the exhale with legs straight. Lifting the belly up into the spine, so you're light in the torso. Good. Establish the strength in your legs, so you don't lose that. Keep the belly lifted as you press down into the hands. And inhale again, once again, lengthen forward into plank, keeping the hips from collapsing. Tailbone under, nice. Okay, so again now you might lower down, as we did the first time, or hover for a moment, shoulders come elbow height. And then either to cobra, or press the arms straight this time into upward facing dog. Careful not to slouch the shoulders or let them roll forward. They roll back towards the spine so the chest opens and expands. Nice. Keep the breath smooth and lengthen through the torso so you're extending. And then the exhale, you press back, downward facing dog. Nice. Now bending the knees, we're going to look forward and bring the feet up in between your hands. So either step or jump them there. And continue the movements. Inhale, extend and lengthen halfway. And exhale, release. Pressing down equally through both feet. Bring the arms out to the sides. Grace in your movement, fluid movements. And exhale, again, establish a stance, mountain pose. So now we're going to put all of those postures together, moving through the sun salutations. Pressing down through the feet, inhale, bring the arms up and over your head. And exhale, come forward. Flowing through the movements, flowing with the breath. Inhale, extend and lengthen. This time, step back into plank position. So you press through the heels, shoulders over the wrists, and lower into half plank slowly. Either coming into cobra or upward facing dog. Remember, shoulders open, chest lifts. And exhale, release back, downward facing dog.
And just noticing for a moment how you feel. A little bit more energy perhaps. Maybe you're more relaxed. Good. Bending the knees, looking forward. Bring again the feet up in between your hands, either stepping or jumping. And extend, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, release. Pressing through the feet, come up to the top. Inhale. And exhale, release. One last time. Let's move just a little bit more quickly, but remember, smooth movements. Inhale, the arms up. And exhale, flowing forward. Inhale, extend and lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of your head. Exhale, step back into plank. And lower into half plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Bending the knees, gazing forward. Bring the feet up in between your hands. Inhale, lift and extend. And exhale, release. Press down. Last time, come all the way up. Smooth movements right up to the top. Release the arms and stand for a moment, just breathing in mountain pose. A stable, clear stance. So now you've just finished the first 10-minute yoga routine. You can either stay with this one or move on to the next workout. During this workout, we will focus on yoga postures that help to strengthen and tone your entire body. Tanya will be demonstrating the more modified variations of the postures, so keep your eye on her if you need. Let's begin on our hands and knees. So establishing a stable base, the hands are shoulder distance apart with the fingers spread evenly. The shoulders right over your wrists. We want to broaden the chest, so just gently let the shoulder blades come towards the spine, and then draw the belly in as the tailbone descends, just slightly. Good, so now let's establish your breathing pattern. Again, if you can, breathe in and out through the nose. So inhaling, lifting the chest, lift the sit bones, just gaze up, and exhale. So smooth movements, just draw the belly in and tuck the chin towards your tailbone. Again, inhale, lift the sit bones and the chest, and exhale. Round the back, just releasing the vertebrae here. Let's come back into a neutral plane and open up the shoulders a little bit. So you're going to bring your right arm through and rest your right shoulder down to the floor, releasing the side of your head. Placing the left hand down, roll through your left shoulder, just drawing the belly in so you keep a lift in the torso and try to keep the hips square. Good. One more breath, and then press back up on an inhale onto your hands and knees. Let's do the other side. So left arm draws through, bring your shoulder and your head to the floor, and just gently pressing into the right hand, rolling the right shoulder open. Again, establish a smoothness in your breath, and inhale back up onto your hands and knees. From here now, we're going to extend the legs out into plank position. So shoulders stay over the wrist, chest moves forward as you press out through the heels. Keeping a tension in the center of your body, the belly draws in as your tailbone drops towards the heels. Good. Now inhale, step your right foot forward. Coming into a high lunge. If you need, you might bring your back knee to the floor as Tanya's showing. On each exhale now, we just want to deepen into the stretch, releasing the hips here for a moment or two. Good. Just smooth breaths, keeping the belly drawing in, so your torso's lifting out of the strength of the stable legs. Good. Step back into plank. Shoulders over wrists, press through the heels, and opposite foot forward. Extending the chest. You might want to come up to your fingertips just to create more space across the chest. Good. Press out through the back heel, relaxing the muscles of your face and the breath. And this time now, let's step back into downward facing dog, an inverted V shape. Pressing down, lift the hips, and draw the heels into the earth. Making sure the feet are no wider than your hips and that they're parallel. Good. Pressing into the hands, creating a nice lift into the upper belly. Establishing the rhythm of your breath so there's a smooth, even flow. And then inhale the right leg out behind, so you're lifting through your right inner thigh. Keeping the hips square, drawing the left heel down into the earth. Very nice. Gently release the leg. Let's do the other side. Inhale, pressing equally through both hands, so you don't want to off-throw the balance in the upper half of your body. The belly stays drawing in, extend out through the back foot, and gently release. So let's add on from here. Same thing, inhale now, the right leg out, hips stay square, and this time bring the foot up in between your hands into a high lunge. Extending the chest away from the back heel. We're going to come up into crescent pose. So the arms either extend all the way up and over your head, or as Tanya's demonstrating, just place them to the top of your thighs. Good. Now stable, strong legs, hips square. We extend up through the torso, lengthening through the fingertips. And in that, just gently extend and release the back knee to the floor. Good. Then pressing out through the back leg, you're establishing strength in the lower half of your body at the moment. Good. Gently release the knee. And this time on the exhale, bring the palms to the center of your chest and twist, bringing your left elbow across to the right knee and just opening and expanding the chest. So again, in the twist, we want to keep the hips square and opening across the upper part of your back. The spine is lengthening. Then one more time, you inhale, you come into a low crescent pose. The arms coming up over your head. If you can, gaze at the thumbs. And then gently release and step back once again into downward facing dog. Very nice. Establish your breathing pattern and inhale your left leg up. And step it up in between your hands, high lunge. Extending the chest forward, square the hips, breath smooth, and inhale up into crescent pose. Extending through your fingertips without overextending your shoulders, so your shoulders stay relaxed. Belly draws in, tailbone drops towards the floor. Nice. Through that stability, then gently release the back knee and press the back leg straight. One more time. Gently release the knee and exhale, bring the palms to the center of your chest and twist. If you can, looking up over the back shoulder. Good. Keeping steady through the front leg. Belly draws in. One more inhale, back into low crescent. Inhale, extend up. And exhale, release the hands and step back once again into downward facing dog. Very nice. Just notice how you feel. Good. Let's rest for a moment before we move on. So just bringing the knees to the floor and your sit bones back to the heels. Extend the arms out in front of you for child's pose. Good. So take one more breath. And then on the next inhale, press up onto your hands and knees. So again, shoulders over wrists, chest moves forward. Strong belly, press back into plank. So now we're going to strengthen the upper body a little bit more. So remember, plank here, we want to stay established through the strength of the front and the back side of the body. Tailbone drops towards the heels as the belly lifts in. We're going to roll to the right side first. So gently rolling to the outer edge of your right hand. Careful to keep the shoulder above the wrist. Good, and then slowly extending the top arm up. You may find that you don't have enough strength or balance here, which is fine. Release the top leg to the floor as Tanya's showing you. Good, now the tailbone drops towards the heels. The belly lifts in and up as your top shoulder rolls open slightly. We want to extend through both sides of the torso. Good, keeping the breath smooth, try not to strain. And then gently on the next exhale, release and press back into downward facing dog. Very nice. Good, so let's balance out both sides of the body now by doing the other side. Shift the weight forward, chest moves forward, shoulder over wrist. Remember, that's key in the balance here. And then gently roll to the other side. Strong legs, so stable base here. Then you can more freely extend the top arm. Careful not to stick your hips out or drop them. Inhale, keep the tailbone drawing towards the heels. The chest nice and open. Good, smooth, even breathing pattern. One more. And gently release. Press back into downward facing dog. And let's rest for a moment once again into child's pose. Release the knees to the floor and press back. This time release the arms and bring them alongside your body. Good. On the next inhale now,
Using the strength of the muscles that support your torso, slowly roll up.
And sit to the right side, bringing the legs out in front of you with knees bent. Now that we've strengthened both the lower and the upper half of the body, we're going to move and target right at the core area, your center. So placing the hands to the back of your thighs, careful not to collapse the lower back. We want to keep lifting the belly in towards the spine and rolling the shoulder blades towards the middle of your back. Gently roll back and extend the legs up halfway with knees bent. Good, remember, keep the chest nice and open. You can extend the fingertips like Susan and I are showing if you'd like, or keep the hands to the back of your thighs as Tanya's demonstrating. Good, remember, try not to slump. Inhale, create length through the spine. Very nice. Just place the feet down to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Let's do one more, adding on. Rolling back, draw the belly in. This time now, extend the arms out in front, fingertips extend, and if you'd like, extend the legs as well, so that you're gazing up at the toes. Nice full breath. Smooth, even breathing. Nice. Release the feet, place the hands to the tops of the knees. Let's just move through the spine to release a little bit. Inhale, lift the chest and open, and exhale. Tuck the chin in, roll the back. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And now as you come back into a neutral stance, cross your legs back underneath you and finish as we started. Just breathing, feeling how the body feels. Nice work. Now remember, with continued practice, yoga can help to strengthen and tone your entire body. During this routine, we're going to focus on areas of the body, like the shoulders and the hips that tend to be tight. We'll use the breath to go deeper into the stretch, staying relaxed at the same time. If you need the modified variations, don't forget to watch Tanya. Let's begin in mountain pose. So establishing a steady stance, the feet no wider than hip distance apart. Let the four corners of your feet drop down into the earth. Lifting up through the fronts of your legs. You create a nice lift upward so that the hips stay stable. And then letting the tailbone drop towards your heels, the belly lifts in towards the spine. Relaxing the arms alongside your body. Remember, we want to keep an opening across the chest, so rather than collapsing here, let the collarbones broaden and expand, extending then fully from the base of your spine up through the crown of your head, nice and open. So now establishing your breath. If you can, in and out through the nose, full inhales, smooth exhales. Interlace the hands behind your back. So again, just an exaggerated way to open the chest and the shoulder joints here, keeping the elbows slightly bent. Start to bring the arms away from the lower back. Bend the knees here, and then on an exhale, come forward, hinging at the hips. As you come forward, just watch that your weight doesn't sink back into the backs of the legs, but rather it stays across the ball of your foot so that you feel the full benefits of the release on each exhale. The hamstrings are lengthening, your lower back releasing. Good, just bring the arms up a little further up and over your head. And now on the next inhale, we're going to extend forward. So inhale, keeping the collarbones extending apart from one another, lift forward. And exhale, keep the arms as they are and float gently forward. One more time. Inhale, extend and lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of your head. And on the exhale, release in, keeping the belly lifted. So from here, we're going to release the arms. Just careful not to let them collapse. So just graceful release. Bring the hands so the fingertips are in line with your shoulders. You're pressing down into the earth. Straighten the legs here if you like, if it feels good, and extend again halfway, lengthening through the spine. So one more time forward. And gently ease into it, just feeling the body relax. Good. From here now, place your hands to your hips, press down equally through the feet, and inhale, come up to stand. Again, establishing mountain pose. Inhale, this time bring the arms up and over your head, gaze at the thumbs, and exhale, come forward. Bend the knees if you need.
we're going to twist and release the lower back. So placing your right fingertips in front of your face, inhale, twist and open the left arm up. Bending the right knee if you need, as Tanya's showing. Try to keep the hips square as you draw the belly in. You extend from the bottom hand right up through the top arm. Good, opening and releasing the top shoulder. Take one more breath and gently release the top hand. So we're going to link breath to movement here. Same arm. Inhale, extend the top arm, left arm. And exhale, release it to the floor. One more time, feeling the movement come from your spine and releasing the joints. Inhale, extend and look up. And exhale, release it. Good, let's switch sides. Placing your left fingertips down, bending the left knee if you need, and inhale the opposite arm up. Just pressing down through the bottom hand as you extend up through the top hand. Good, keeping the belly drawing in, your hips square. One more breath, and then gently release the top hand down, and we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, extend the right arm up, and exhale, gently release it. Again, just linking breath to movement, smooth, clear movements. Inhale 1 more time, and exhale, release. So let's transition now onto our hands and knees. Take your time so your movements are conscientious, and then back onto your belly. Releasing the tops of your feet and your forehead down. Bring your hands alongside your back, and then interlace them. Good, just broadening the collarbones. Bring the arms behind you as we did standing a little bit earlier, and start to lift the arms and then lift the chest by using the strength of your upper back. Very nice. Pressing down through the tops of your feet. Good, inhale and exhale smoothly. Good, and then gently release. Release the arms alongside your body with the palms facing up. And inhale now the arms and the chest and the legs up off the floor. Good, without straining. Very nice, one more breath. Gently release down. Bring your hands alongside your breastbone and exhale, press back into child's pose. So your sit bones draw back into your heels. Just bringing the arms then alongside your body. Inhale and exhale. Just feel your body relax. Next inhale, slowly roll up the spine. So you just feel the movement of each vertebrae as you gently roll up to sit. Nice. Sitting to the right side, let's bring the legs out in front of you. We're going to twist now to release the work you've just done on the lower back. So bringing your left leg out in front, cross your right foot over. And for stability, you might need to keep the front leg extended as Tanya's showing, or as Susan and I will do. Bend the front leg, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders come over your hips, and then inhale the left arm up. On the exhale, we'll twist. Placing the arm to the back of the knee and looking out over the back shoulder. Nice. As you inhale, draw length, the belly draws into the spine, and the exhale opens and releases the chest. So you move in just a little bit more deeply into the stretch. Good, take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, come back into the center. And let's switch sides. Bring the legs out in front of you. You'll bring your left foot across, and depending on your stability, you may or may not bend the bottom foot in. Good. Sitting up so that the spine lengthens. Deep, smooth breath. Inhale your right arm up, and exhale, twist. Placing the arm to the knee, and move a little deeply, more deeply into the stretch. One more inhale, and exhale, come back into the center. Nice. From here, we're going to bring the legs out to the side for a seated fan. So just ensuring, again, stability at your base. So the legs stay strong, you're balanced on the right and left side, and the knees and the toes remain pointing up to the ceiling if you can. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, and on an exhale, you'll bring the right hand down to the inside of the right leg, and just nice and gentle, start to sweep the arm up and over your ear. Gazing at the top hand if you'd like, if not, just straight forward. Good, remember not to pull and overextend the body, but just with each breath, release and let the body relax, and you deepen into the stretch. Good. One more full inhale and exhale. And on the inhale, come back up to sit. And let's do the other side. Gently place the hand and sweep the top arm up and over. Very nice. Good. Remember, keep lengthening equally through both sides of the torso. Without poking your rib cage, just gently draw it in. And inhale, come back up to sit. Good. So now bring your legs out in front of you so the feet are about hip distance apart. They're parallel. Sitting up onto the sit bones, we want to sit up nice and tall, and then place the hands behind you so that the fingertips are in the same direction as your toes. We're going to come into a tabletop now. One thing I just want you to watch is that you don't collapse the shoulders forward, that the shoulders roll away from one another so the chest stays nice and open. So pressing now through the hands and the feet, start to inhale and lift the hips. Good, lifting the hips as high as the knees, or perhaps a little higher if you can. Keeping the belly drawing in, the shoulders open. You may need to keep looking forward, or as Susan and I will do, release it back. Keep the breath smooth. One more moment here. And then on the exhale, release. So the exhale just releases you slowly and gently. Good. Let's finish with a forward bend. Just bringing the legs out in front of you. Imagine as if you're standing in mountain pose, so the four corners of your feet are pressing away from you. Sitting nice and tall, the quadriceps stay lifted, shoulders over the hips. And slowly start to exhale and walk the hands out alongside your legs. So the purpose here isn't to see how far you can come into the stretch, but rather how deep you can move into the stretch. Staying relaxed, good. Just moving from the torso, the legs stay strong. The breath stays smooth and clear. Nice. Good. And then inhale, start to walk the hands back up. Sit for a moment, just lengthening through the spine, feeling the release of your legs, and then place the legs into a crossed position, sitting up nice and tall, just feeling the work, the relaxed aspects. Fantastic. The yoga stretches that you've just done will have helped to improve your flexibility. Remember, you can do 1, 2, or all 3 of the QuickFix programs. Keep in mind, though, that even if it's for 10, 20, or 30 minutes, when practiced regularly, yoga can have a tremendous effect on your overall health and well-being. Let's begin in mountain pose, establishing a steady base, pressing down through the four corners of your feet, lift up through the fronts of your legs so the quadriceps lift, creating a balance at the hips. Let the tailbone drop towards the heels and the belly lift in and up. So here your torso becomes light as you extend then gently the arms alongside your body. Careful not to collapse the chest here. You want to keep the collarbones nice and broad, the shoulder blades drawing in towards the spine. Establish a smooth pattern of breathing, in and out through the nose. Be important here as we move through this more challenging version of sun salutations. Good. Inhale, bring the arms up and over your head. And exhale, come forward. Smooth movements. Inhale, extend and lengthen halfway. And exhale, step back into plank position. So the shoulders stay over the wrists. You press out through the heels as you extend the chest forward. Good. On the exhale, release into half plank. Remember, shoulders just go elbow height. And then inhale, come up into upward facing dog. So the shoulder blades draw towards the spine, the chest lifts. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Good. So we don't want to push ourselves, right? It's a challenge, but you still want to stay relaxed. So keep the breath moving smoothly and evenly in and out through the nose. Bending the knees, gazing forward. Gently either step or jump the feet up in between the hands and continue moving. Inhale, extend forward, and exhale, release in. Pressing down, inhale, come all the way up. Tailbone descends, fingertips lift up through the sky, release the arms. Let's go again. Inhale, press down, and exhale. Smooth transition all the way into the forward bend. Lift and extend halfway, and step back into plank, lowering right away into half plank, keeping the lift in the center. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, press back. Belly draws in, downward facing dog. Good, spine lengthening. Nice, let's do one more. Bending the knees, gazing forward, either step or jump. And continue the movements. Halfway up on an inhale. Exhale, release through. Pressing down, inhale, come all the way up to stand. And release the arms. Reestablish your stability and continue. Inhale. Lengthen through both sides of the torso. And exhale, smooth. Extend and lengthen halfway. And again, step back into plank, lowering into half plank. Press through the heels. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Good, extending now from fingertips to hips and from hips through heels. Keeping the chest open. We're gonna shift forward now into plank as you press out through the heels. Keep the shoulders moving over your wrists. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Again, one more time. Inhale, shift forward into plank, shoulders over wrists. Press out through the heels, chest moves forward. And again, exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Building on from here, shift into plank, that's the inhale. Pause for a moment, and then lift your right leg up behind. Good, so you're pressing out through the left heel, keeping the chest moving forward. Draw now the knee up into your nose, nice and easy. And then extend the leg out behind. One more time. Inhale, pressing equally through both hands. Keep the lift in your abdomen. Exhale, release the leg out behind and place back to plank. Let's do the other side. Inhale your left leg up. Good, and then draw the knee up into your nose. Extend it out behind. Chest moves forward. One more time, draw the knee up into the nose. Extend it out behind. Lowering it into plank, then we'll exhale back into downward facing dog. Reestablish your smooth, even breathing if you need. And step now on an inhale, your right foot forward. Spinning your left foot to the floor, you're going to come up into a pose called Warrior Two. So the shoulders come right over the hips. Good, as you sink down into that front knee, you're pressing out through the outer edge of the back foot. Keeping the tailbone dropping towards the floor, the chest nice and open, extend through the crown of your head. And on this next exhale, release the hands on either side of the front foot and move, lowering into half plank. Into upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Good, on the inhale, left foot forward, spin the back foot to the floor, and inhale, the torso lifts, the gaze is out over the front hand. So you're establishing a strength through all four limbs. Good. Drawing the belly in, let the tailbone descend to the floor. One more breath here. And then gently release, hands on either side. Step back into plank and lower on the exhale, half plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Let's rest here for a few breaths. Good, continue your breathing. Pressing down through the hands, creating a lift upwards into the belly. Let's build on here. Stepping your right foot forward, you're coming once again into Warrior Two. Spin the left foot and inhale up, shoulders over hips, extending equally through the front and the back arm. Pressing down equally through the front leg and the back leg. Drawing the belly in. Good. On the next exhale now, place your right elbow to the knee and extend the top arm up and over your ear. Careful not to overextend the top shoulder. Remember, keep the shoulder relaxed. You're extending more from the torso. Inhale back into Warrior Two, gazing out over the front hand. And exhale once again into extended angle. Pressing down through the back leg. The steadiness here is really going to come from the back leg. Good. Now, gently release on the exhale and bring the hands alongside the front foot, stepping back, downward facing dog. Continue now, opposite foot forward. On an inhale, step the foot in between the hands, spin the back foot, and up into Warrior Two.
Nice. Establishing a strength through your center, lifting the belly, drawing the tailbone down. Exhale. Place the elbow to the knee and extend the top arm up and over your ear. Good. Inhale back into Warrior Two, gazes forward. One more time. Exhale. Release and extend, lengthening through both sides of your torso, pressing down equally through both feet. Nice. On the exhale, release the hand and step back into downward facing dog. Nice work. Good. Now, bringing the feet up in between your hands, you're going to bend the knees, gazing forward, and either step or jump them there. And continue your movement. Inhale forward. Exhale, release. Pressing down to the feet, inhale, bring the arms out to the sides and all the way back up to stand. Establishing once again, mountain pose. It's going to be important here to keep pressing down equally through both feet in order to keep the hips stable. Coming into chair pose. Inhale, bend the knees, let the tailbone draw towards the floor and sweep the arms up and over your head so that the hands are shoulder distance apart. Keeping the chest open, the shoulders relaxed. Good. Belly draws in. We're going to twist now, so bring the palms together and bring your right elbow across to the left knee. If you can, it's to the outside of the knee in order to get the full twist into the upper part of your back. Good. Maintaining the stability in your hips as you keep the belly drawing in. Good. Keep the palms pressing together and inhale back into chair pose. And exhale, twist to the opposite side. Belly draws in, hips square, rolling through the top shoulder. Breath smooth. Let's do that one more time each side. So inhale back into chair pose, smooth movements. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale back up to center. And exhale, twist. Rotate deeply into the upper part of the back. One more breath. And then extend forward into a forward bend on the exhale. Good. Relaxing your head and neck. Beautiful. Let's press down now and come back up to stand. Bring the arms out to the sides. Arms up and over your head, pressing the palms together. And gently release them alongside. Establishing once again, mountain pose. A strong, centered stance. The breath moving freely. Good. Both energized and relaxed at the same time. Very nice. Just keep breathing for the next few moments. Noticing how you feel. You've just finished your 10-minute yoga challenge.